I need my glasses so I can see. Shit. So, you brainiacs. Friday! It's Friday! What are we gonna do? We're gonna have some fun, no doubt. Cassie's over here jamming. I made this, by the way. You like that? Yeah, he's like, yeah, I like that. Alright, y'all, check this out. Mr. Cassidae Lightwing and I are going to discuss the path of extraterrestrial disclosure. For those of you guys that do not know about Cassidae, again, what we're going to discuss is what's going to happen whenever our everyday physicality and reality gets derailed by an unknown, possible, spiritual, unexplainable, extraterrestrial source. Well, we all know that looming feeling, and something just not right? We can all feel that feeling about us, and it's going coming on. So what's going to happen? Well, we're going to dive deep on that topic. Cassidy and I talk about that. We're also going to take phone calls in the middle of the hour. Okay, and right after break, you guys, a little bit about Cassidae. Cassidae Lightwing has been involved in the paranormal. Woo, we know that shit, right? Paranormal investigation more than 30 years this bro's got involved. He's born in Denver. He lives in many locations before he's finally locked his ass back into his home state of Colorado. He's a Native American shaman, transgender, and very much so into sci-fi and fantasy gaming. Right up my alley. He specializes in breaking down the strange and unusual into scientific terminology and trying to nearly anyone and everyone can understand. We know that. We try to do that here on the show. His show, he's got a show called CoffeeTime. He explores topics such as religion, metaphysics, spirituality, aliens, yeah man, supernatural, paranormal, current events, magic, philosophy, and he does this all with a twist and brings to it his own humor. Brainiacs, don't go anywhere. You guys are going to dig this cat. He's a really cool dude. I spoke with him for about 3 hours last night, and I do believe you're going to enjoy tonight's topic. Don't go anywhere, Brainiacs. Share this podcast, share this broadcast. About to kick this off right now. Say, Brainiacs, you guys ready? It's time. It's showtime, brains. That's right. It's Matrix time. And it's go time. Welcome aboard, everybody. Let's go! Talk about ufology, conspiracy, controversy, and anything and everything that we can get into tonight. Let's go. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Get up, Brainiac! Yeah! It's definitely your show. Your show, and we appreciate you for being here. Buckle up, everybody. Let's do it! Yeah, man. Go over here to the box, no doubt. Right below me. Look at this. Look. Our guests talk about all kinds of strange and unusual. Mr. Cassidae. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Really happy to be here.
You're happy to be here.
After last night's conversation, are you kidding me?
Dude, that 3 hours, I think I talked to you. I literally looked at my phone, and it was 3 hours, dude.
Yeah, that was nutritious. That was nutritious content for the brain.
We talked about, dude. I really do not believe that we did not talk about. We talked about everything, dude. We covered literally every topic under the sun.
Yeah.
What up, Morgan Roundtree? Tammy Bottom was in the house. This is the cool thing that we're gonna have fun, man. You can interact with these guys. Half of them they've got numbers. Okay, this is the cool part about running the broadcast like this. They've got the numbers, right? But they don't want their voices heard, so they'll just they're literally. I've seen this shit roll across the screen. If I write my comment here, will you just, so I don't have to call the show?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Dennis got me.
We do that on our show all the time for people.
Oh yeah. I mean, just read it saves a lot of what's the word for it?
Effort,
energy. Time, energy.
Yeah.
Dennis got banned on Bradley's show last night. I'm not saying that Brett banned him. I'm saying Facebook does not like this dude right here, by the way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, also Bradley's moderator Vic is very strict, and he's as fair as he can be,
Okay.
But he's very strict, and for good reason. Bradley gets threats. I think all of us in the
Bradley gets threats. No, bro.
Oh yeah.
Shit, you ought to see my inbox, bro. I've got people they know my address. Right there's my front door.
No, I'm not talking about anyone with real grievances. I'm talking about woke people. The woke tried to cancel the crap out of Bradley. I had to go on his show and say, no.
Right.
Native American trans woman, and if you don't like it, you can kiss my butt.
Right.
Or we can just not go there and talk about people as they really are. And that saved Bradley's butt. So now keep in mind, he's saved my butt many times too.
Right.
We have a rocky brotherhood, but we are brothers. Well, not by blood, but you know what I
mean. Dennis says it wouldn't let me connect last night, but no, you know what? I don't think it was that, because this cat right here, I've known Dennis for, oh shit. We rolled semi trucks into downtown DC together some 14, 15 years ago. So I know that I know his demeanor, and dude, it's not that Bradley blocked him. Facebook don't like this dude. Facebook doesn't like me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not that. It's like if you and I get to talking about certain topics tonight, and you just you start calling out companies, calling out names, calling out shit like that, right?
Right.
I can guarantee you'll see down here below me my VPN kick out.
Right.
I'm sorry, over here in the very corner of the screen, you'll see it. It'll say, you'll hear it. Cool. VPN disconnected, and Facebook goes down. I'm like, whatever. Then it's like, let's roll. Yeah, I'm in. He wants to go back to DC. We need to plan a Matrix Minds in-person get-together sometime. Teresa is funding that. All proceeds go. Check this out. I would love that. All proceeds go to some children benefit. I would totally dig that. All proceeds go to the children. I'm completely down for that, man.
When we get into it, you will understand just how hard I am down for that as well.
I'm serious, man. Absolutely. This topic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I say this topic right here is one that I love talking about, bro. Absolutely love talking this topic. Extraterrestrial disclosure. He's like, yeah. Is this it? So I'm assuming this is a topic that you know about. What's this? My neck of the woods, DC, Virginia area. Michelle says this is my shaman. This is the shaman of our show right here.
Yeah,
man.
Okay. I'm glad she showed up. Please feel free to do your thing, do whatever you need to do as far as scanning all of this. A lot of the things I say, you're not going to believe me unless you look and see for yourself.
Yeah, she. Remember I told you last night.
Yes, sir.
She's got her own little on the Matrix platform. She's got her own little kick here, and everybody loves her, man. She's been my sidekick for going on. Oh my God, 3 years now, 2 years, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was hoping she'd show up, like either like on the show or at least in the comments. That way I could like do live action permission. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm open.
You're unique when it comes to the shaman thing. Now I don't have the picture. I don't have your picture up here because of what we're talking about specifically. It actually fits, don't it, dude? It fits really well. Damn.
How political are we allowed to get on here?
You can. Well, I'm gonna tell you. How political? I hate politics, so you can mock it as long you can mock politics as hard as you would like to. And that young lady there, bro, that one. Oh
yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
Yeah. I'm glad she's joined us. I really am.
Yes, me too. I screwed up earlier, and yeah, this is why I'm not allowed out without a supervisor. But yeah, I'm looking at that, going, you know what? That's about to become a documentary. Anyway, but yeah, Dennis says Trump, dude. I'm Native American, and even I have to say Trump. So yeah, and for those of you who don't remember, a few years ago we had a very serious problem with oil companies trying to drill through our land at Standing Rock.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
our land because I specifically serve that tribe. Like they know me. If they get sick, they're like, "Hey, somebody get Cass."
Oh no shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons why I say we. And I have to point that out because a lot of people will like, oh, well, I'm 1/84,000th Native American, therefore, So, but yeah, no, I mean, what I mean is I literally do serve that particular tribe, that particular group of reservations. My shaman credentials are very important, or not important. They're there.
What's there to disclose? Humanity's under quarantine because it has to hide out and work out its issues alone. However,
I keep hearing
what'd you say?
I keep hearing humans say that. I get where they're coming from, but that's one of the things that we're here to talk about. This is not a prison planet. If anything, they're running from you.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm a meme maker as well. I take out whenever I can't. Okay, whenever I'm angry, I vent my anger. Right, I channel. You'll love this, dude. I channel my anger in primarily 3 ways. Okay, actually 4 ways. Fourth way I'm going to say it anyway. But okay, I play guitar. Right, I play guitar. I beat on drums. I'm a drummer. Oh God. I do political memes. I take out my frustration on memes, and I love sex. So, beating on drums and beating on things and sex go hand in hand. So.
it all kind of interconnects.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the last part of what he said is very true. This is literally just the first stage one of galactic integration,
right.
And I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm glad I'm on the same page with at least somebody already. Like the phase that I'm here to talk about is just one step,
Believe it or not, oh man, scrolling too fast.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
I saw the question though,
yeah.
and yes, you're not wrong.
See, this is the thing, dude. It's like they're scared. If I was put this way, if I was ET, ain't no damn way. I made a meme a while back. I'm like, oh, and I've got it on the Facebook page. It's got 2 bubbles, right? It's got 1 bubble, and it's got this little alien walking away from this big screen TV, and on the screen it's got Bert. I put Bert, right, and in the bubble it's Bert, and the little alien walking away from the big screen is saying, no, Bert, we're not going back to Earth. They're still arguing about shoving Q-tips up their nose. You understand that, right? I dropped this little meme in like 2020, 2021, and it went right hand in hand with COVID. What was that? You said, I just go over to let me go open a screen. You'll be able to see. There we go. How's that?
That is easier.
Can you see it though? What was?
I can. Holy crap! Lots of comments.
James
But no,
Roundtree.
Teresa's correct. They are afraid of starseeds, and that's one of the things that we're here to talk about. That's why the mission is so important. You guys, most of you, really have no idea how much power your species hold, especially if we can get a lot of you to act at once. But even the individual human is literally deadly to most of them.
What do you mean we're deadly?
We'll go into the physics of why. Okay, well, so humans have. All right, you're aware of what brainwaves are, right? Like alpha, beta, gamma.
I'm a hypnotherapist, bro.
Oh, God,
I do
you're right.
past life regression. I have no.
I forgot.
Kristen.
I forgot.
Kristen. Remember what we did, Kristen? Check this shit out, Kristen. That's all good. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I love you.
But yeah, so the brain waves now to a psychoactive species. I'm specifically talking about the kind of species that have no choice whether or not they have a psychic component to their makeup. Humans have the ability to ignore the hypothalamic regions and thereby ignore, their psychic impulses. Like day-to-day life will drive it out of you. That's it's one of the things that they do. Is they basically, the whole point of the whole idea of like schools being no place for smart people. Right. Schools don't teach you what they need to teach you. They teach you to suppress everything and follow a buzzer. Now, keep in mind, I'm very positive on education, just not that kind of education. So, but yeah, so most humans will learn to ignore it, but that's not possible for many of the races out there. Yeah.
Do you believe in homeschooling?
Yeah, I homeschooled all of my kids. Let me tell you what, man. My son got to kindergarten day one, and we got a phone call. Oh my God, you have to get in here. He's completely out of control. I get there, and he's sitting politely and asking questions. And this millennial teacher is like, oh my God, he's out of control. And I'm watching, I'm looking, all the other kids are like, it is unnatural. There's an unnatural silence to a room full of kindergartners just staring and drooling because they've been over-medicated. And we said, yoink, and we never looked back.
Right.
We...
at the age of 13, 12, 13, you got to... Dude, I've been doing the broadcast, not like this, but I've been doing the broadcast for 15 years now, Melissa says. And you know what I talk about. There's nothing that I won't not talk about. So my kid, I've got one seed, and that I know of. And right? Anyway, he didn't fit in, dude. He was like, he's a lot like me, a lot like you. He just the mind won't stop. He's creative. He didn't fit in, right? And me and Melissa were talking. We're like, yeah, man. We took him out whenever he's 13, 14 years old, and we told him, I'm like, we did what was called Cassidy. We did what was called unschooling, right? And pretty much gave him that's his base is hanging on the wall. So we gave him per quarter, right? Prior quarter school year, we gave him something to pick. You pick whatever the hell you want to study for that per quarter, and run with it. He picked up bass. He wanted to learn music, right? So his curriculum that month, that specific month and a quarter, was only bass guitar. Then he wanted to learn how to produce things, video and shit. So that's how he started making videos. He took it. So when it comes to curriculum, he learned through his own creativity. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know, we literally, every single one of us up in the chat, Cass, you know it. The
Yes,
only
sir.
thing that they do at school is teach them, and you just said this, how to regurgitate what they want to teach, what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Man. Little Matthew plays cowbell better than you.
We need more cowbell for this song.
Right. But, guess that's a hell, dude. That alone is, oh man, dude. That is a topic itself, literally.
Oh yeah. We had a similar philosophy. It just differed slightly. Like our version was basically teach them to love to learn and to not be able to stop learning. You know what I mean? Teach them to tap into that dopamine rush whenever you configure some new neurons, and the rest will take care of itself. And it did. All three of them. I cannot express how proud I was of. Still am for the two. Was for sure.
Right.
Yeah. But no, I saw one of the comments going up that one of the things they have to do is realize that they're more than starseeds. Agreed. That's been one of my big beefs. The enlightenment path. There's always going to be people trying to sort of truncate your mental and spiritual evolution. Don't ever let them do that.
Right.
Okay. I'm sitting here claiming to be an actual Lyran, and I'm saying don't let anybody do that. Okay. Reality is way too liquid to pour yourself into a single mold.
Oh, dude. That's like right there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he said
exactly.
It's to me. I know we're getting kind of off topic here, but dude, it's like the moment we pulled Matty J out of school, it's like, dude, he went from being. I literally thought, to be honest with you, they wanted to put his ass on depression medication. And I'm like, fuck, get the fuck out! You are not doing that to my kid. And
yeah, exactly.
I'm serious. And we went to the principal's office. We talked about this, and I'm like, you are not doing this. I literally told her, I'm like, we are not clip. I said it this way too. We are not going to clip the wings of my son. And she looked at me. I'm like, you're literally telling me to medicate him, make him domicile to where he can just sit in a classroom and behave. Like,
that's exactly what they told us with Ray.
Yeah, fuck that.
And the answer is no.
No, absolutely no. Fuck that.
Good try. Go home, Satan. You're drunk and you don't want this fight.
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't being an ass about it, right? Because I wouldn't be an ass to the principal about it. But I definitely made my voice heard. I told her from my heart. You ain't sticking my kid on that shit. That's what I told her. I think it was just like that. We are not sticking my kid on that shit. They wanted to give him a psychological evaluation. I'm like, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I can do this for a living. I don't, but I can. There's nothing wrong with my fucking kid. There's nothing wrong with him. Psychologically, there's nothing wrong with him. When you study that shit, you'll know.
I'm glad I didn't have to put my foot down. In our case, my answer was, "Whoa, you just caught Mama aggro," and step back. Right. Shannon took care of it.
I'll bet. I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. You know that moment where you're watching your wife tear somebody apart, and you're like, "Wow, that's hot," when it's not pointed at me. It's like I do. That.
Oh yeah. I absolutely get it. That topic, is that what you...
Yeah, Tammy.
What'd you say? Tammy.
I was just saying, agreeing with Tammy.
Tammy? Tammy Bonham?
Yeah.
Don't even know how to what is it? Don't even know how to do Common Core math, but spends $200,000 on a college degree. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. The state of education is terrifying. Especially to us.
Brick in the Wall, babies. Yeah, that's a great song, by the way.
Her and Drac, they're both trying to make me sing. What?
You say she's got a good voice, right?
Yeah, so she should be the one here singing instead of trying to make me. They're trying to embarrass me in front of your audience. That's what it is. Because I'll break out into random songs. Just I can't help it. So I usually just lean into it and make it funny. They're trying to make it happen.
Ain't my audience tonight is your audience. In fact, it's just
I
a
love you too,
family
man.
gathering, you know. I'm serious. This is just
I like that.
it's just you, me. That's what I'm saying. Usually, dude, people that come from I've interviewed some pretty heavy hitters up through the years, right? And what's cool
Right.
is they love. I'm not kidding you. They love coming here because it is so laid back. They can read the comments. They can participate. Go to the West Coast shows, bro. It ain't nothing like this. They don't get participation with the audience. The audience don't get to see the real you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the real shit. This is the real thing.
Yeah. And that's the cool part about these long form improvs. If somebody's joshing you guys, they will break character over the course of the interview. You can't do that. I
Mhm.
mean, Clancy Brown couldn't do that, and he was the Kurgan for 6 months straight. That from the movie The Highlander for you kids out there. So yeah, but yeah, exactly, Michelle, and that's kind of the point. See, we have a philosophy in the Lightwing tribe, and that is laughter breaks evil. And I'm not allowed to cuss on my show, otherwise I would say, wait, are we allowed to cuss?
I don't give a fuck.
Laughter breaks the fuck out of evil.
See that right there?
Therapy.
That right there is why I do believe that they don't like us on mainstream. I truly do. I mean, here's the thing. They don't really like Joe Rogan either. And I'll go ahead and speak for Joe. I know they don't like Joe. I've talked to Joe. They don't like Joe. Okay? In fact, they can't stand Joe.
Right. See, Joe's weapon and his armor is that he has fuck you money. The reason why, right? The reason why Shannon, she was the one who wrote the bio. The reason why she pointed out the trans thing is that has been our shield. You can't get woke at me. Well,
Right.
oh, I'm a trans person. Do you want it? Did you want it? I'll be your Huckleberry. And that's usually when they realize they need to back off. So it's just I never flex it on anybody, but it has literally prevented the mission from being tanked since the beginning of COVID.
I'll tell you, I frankly don't care.
Nobody should.
I mean that everybody up in my world here, they know that, dude. I trigger people. Okay, I trigger that. I do. That's all I will trigger anybody. But however, when it comes to my heart, I don't care, dude. You can believe in this. Like I told you last night, you can have a spiritual relationship with this can of chew. I could care less. You could be in love with this bottle of Niagara water. All right? Who cares? I don't give a shit, dude. It doesn't bother me. Should it? No.
Teaching people quantum healing through Star Trek metaphors is kind of my day job. It's all good.
Yeah, man. It shouldn't matter where we are at in 2024. That shouldn't even matter. And these guys hear me say it all the fucking time, dude. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're green. I'm white. I'm proud to be white. You should be proud to be who you are. Black, white, green, yellow, purple, it don't matter. Hispanic, don't care. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of who
I
you
just
are.
confessed to being a giant Trek nerd, and he brings up green women.
You know what I'm saying.
No,
I
know, and I'm right there with you. That's the way it should be. I mean, back in the 70s, I was born in 1978. We had this revolutionary new educational concept called free to be you and me.
Right.
And the whole idea was it doesn't matter what your skin is. It doesn't matter what any of that crap. We accomplished friggin' sociological miracles. And then the woke people come along and they're like, oh, well, we should bring back old hatreds. Nah. Good try, Satan. You're drunk. Go home.
Right. Good try. They're trying, Cass, they're trying really, really hard to divide, and they have been, bro. They have been for a very long time working on ways to divide us by like I said, dude, check this out.
You're not wrong.
I remember, I literally remember sitting in my living room floor, watching my mom and my father try to sell a vehicle. Right, they're going through the ads, and even I grew up. Check this out. I grew up in a family that feels a lot like I feel. Don't care what color you are. Don't care what gender you are. We just didn't care. You're a human fucking being. So I remember my mom pointing out to my dad. She's like, she literally said, "When is this going to end?" And guess what? I don't remember when it ended, but I do remember it ended. And that is this. She pointed out in the midst of going through the local newspaper, it says, check this out. It says, apartment for rent, blah, 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 2-bedroom, yada, 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 will rent to whites only. I remember when that shit was published in a newspaper.
Yeah, that was within our lifetime.
It absolutely was. That right there, bro, check it out. I ain't got no room for that. I truly do not have no room for that in my life.
Amy says we are divided. It's them against us. That is the point. And that is the entire point of the mission and why it's been worth this. And as we get through the night, you guys will understand like the sacrifice of literally everything to try to get through. We'll explain more as we go along.
Well, let's go back a little bit. Let's learn a little bit about you. We're like already a half an hour into the broadcast, so we may go over 2 hours. I don't know. That's up to you, bro. I've ran this show for 3 hours because of the guest, okay, and the audience.
Right.
It's literally up to them and you. But nevertheless, tell me a little bit about you, okay? Because your bio, you are into a world of shit. Like,
yeah.
I'm serious, man. You got a lot on your plate, from shamanism to paranormal research, which is right up our alley over here. How did you get involved? Tell us again. Start from the beginning, bro. How old are you?
I am 45, I think. Yeah, I'm 45.
Honey, how old am I? I get you. All right.
See, I'm not the only one.
No, I'm the same way, dude. So when did your
gotcha, Amy.
When did all of this paranormal activity, or when did your gifts develop? Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. All right. So as far as when the gifts develop, now this is where the difference between star seeds, angelic seeds, the various seed type of metahumanity is this is important. So being born here is not the beginning of my consciousness. Now there's a lot of theories as to why. I am very open to skepticism. It's very cool, but in my memory, basically being born here was like waking up from a nap. My memory stretches back to basically Malakwa, back home. The thing is our people back home, we don't count the physical age. You see what I mean? They count the length of the consciousness. Being reborn over and over again, it's nothing new. You're prepared for it as a child. It's just all part of the cycle of the melody, and we can go into more on that if you want. Okay. So I had myself a conundrum. Now let me ask you guys, just pretend, just come with me on the voyage for a second. Imagine that you went tonight after hearing this podcast, like, wow, that guy was a loony. And then in the morning you wake up and you are a screaming baby penguin. Okay, I'm not joking. Screaming baby penguin. You look up, you got your penguin mommy. You look up, you got a penguin daddy. Okay, they give you little penguin schools. They change your penguin diapers. They send you to penguin school. How many years would it take you before you started to say, you know what? Maybe I'm being silly thinking I was a monkey. You see what I mean? That's what a lot of the visitors have to go through if they don't come here properly, which I did not. So my father was a cultist, and one of our audiences on the regular show, one of their leading theories about how Cass got this way is that they think Daddy dosed Cassidy's milk with acid, because these memories, they're just congruent. You see what I mean? So my abilities manifesting, as it were, that happened roughly I guess I got recognized around when I was about 5 years old. How I got drug into the paranormal world is Dad immediately saw the cash cow. If he could get me to do stupid psychic pet tricks for the producers and whatnot,
No,
he saw
jeez.
that no, that's literally it. He wanted
Okay.
to be the next Bob Dylan. We talked about that.
Yeah.
So he thought, and he rightly so, that hey, I'll bring my son out when everybody's all coked up after a set. Cassidy will do the psychic pet trick. Oh, I can tell you your dreams. Oh, I can tell you when you're going to die. And he sort of tried to build a career off of that. And that's how I got embedded in all this. That's how I got stuck investigating livestock mutilation at that age, is like this. So that is also a theory as well.
Miss Kristen, we gotta get this gorgeous soul up in here, bro, sometime soon. I mean, she not on video, but she can call in, here in a little while, and participate.
Jesus is right, James. But yeah, so like he said, I'm in a world of shit, and I'm gonna quote Full Metal Jacket. I am in a world of shit. Bang! You got to include when he shoots the troll.
Bang! Yeah, right.
So yeah, it's difficult, but quite frankly, I was prepared. This is what we went to school for. I mean, a lot of you guys, possibly while we're talking, but most likely before we started, you were there too. Every single sapient person here has been through a series of reincarnation cycles like this. It's just you don't have the chromosomes to remember.
Bro, what sucks is, especially being in past PLR, especially being in my position, whenever you got people coming to me asking me about that, I remember nothing. I mean, I am heavily, dude. It's like, look, all right, I've got my dark sunglasses on and I can't see shit. I remember nothing, dude. I do not remember a thing. So
you wear your sunglasses at night?
No, I don't. Other than and if I'm having a really good time at a venue, yeah, I do. I usually do. And they're dark, bro. They're really dark. But see, here's the thing. I know where all of my toms are at. I know where all my symbols are at because of muscle memory. Dude, I can literally close my eyes and play. I mean, it just. But yeah,
very cool.
The thing is, dude, it's like blinders, right? Some of us come in here with such heavy amnesia, we don't remember shit.
Yeah,
and that's me. That's a lot of people up in here.
Yeah, in my studies over the decades, I think I've figured out why. But you need more science. But
the eclipse is over.
Because this isn't the way it's supposed to be, I mean, the civilization that existed before the Younger Dryas disaster, I mean, psychic ability and psychic attunement, crystal technology, this was the way it was back then. I mean, I'm not very good, but there are people you could find that discuss this a little bit more. Yeah, exactly. I got a job waiting for my graduation. 50,000 a year, will buy a lot of beer. Things are going great, and they're only getting better.
I don't wear sunglasses at all. It gives me the light. A lot of these guys here are on the esoteric side of things, and they know that they know that they're light. They know that they're a star bound to a body, and that vitamin D, that rays feed the soul. They get it. Trust me, you are in really, really, really good company right here.
I'm glad. Oh, yeah, we're on that. I'm glad that so many people in the audience are on the same page. I was actually very, very nervous. Like, I'm getting tired of being made fun of.
You're not gonna make it. Not here, bro. Not because of the transgender thing. Not because of your looks. Not because of your anything. Literally nothing. Not your skin color, religion, belief, nothing. I promise you that.
I appreciate that.
So let's get back on topic here.
Yes, sir.
What the extraterrestrial thing? We talked a little bit about the paranormal. They kind of go hand in hand. That you guys.
There's not kind of anything. They're intimately hand to hand. One of the things that this mission is about is to restore basically the first contact process. The it cannot be understood what's going on until you embrace things that would once be considered spiritual. Like for example, let's just say an Arcturian ship, landed in the middle of Times Square, and they invited you on. Let's just say they fixed the radiation problem, right? And they invited you into their ship and said, "Hey, here's how you pilot it. Step one is going to be accepting that psychic control of a vessel is possible. Without that step, your own mind will backdoor you, and you ain't going nowhere." You see what I mean?
Shit, I'd crash into the front door before I even leave the living room. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that either. I keep my space flying to video games.
Love you too, Amy Joe. These guys, I'm telling you, they're a hoot too, man.
Mm. See, Chuck, you're on to something there, and this is where I think the prison planet thing comes from. Basically, you guys were slaves, and this is anybody who's familiar with Zachariah Sitchin and his work in the Anunnaki and whatnot. You were, they had enslaved your world, but you kicked their asses and killed them, and now they're not here anymore. So you see what I mean? There's nothing keeping you guys here. Now that could be said if we got into a real deep dive. Somebody would probably mention the Guardian at Saturn. That's a different thing. But you'll notice that the Saturn Guardian doesn't come out and smash everything. It let Voyager past. It lets a lot of probes past. And for those of you who don't know, the Guardian at Saturn.
Yeah, don't know what the hell you're talking about, bro.
Okay, so the Guardian at Saturn is something that the Soviets discovered, and NASA later confirmed that they also had pictures of. It's basically a giant disc that comes out of the rings, comes over and smashes something, and then it goes back into the rings. The Soviets, before the Iron Curtain fell, the Soviets would actually antagonize the thing specifically so they could get pictures of it. Now, that being said, those sneaky guys could be making it up.
Chuck
Always keep
McClellan
your
says
mind.
the Van Allen belt. No, bro, I think he's talking more technological than the Van Allen belt, bro.
Yeah. I would encourage everyone to look into this themselves. Don't just believe people, and don't believe a pig in a poke. But when you see the photographs, you will understand it. It is definitely a vessel of some kind. It is cylindrical and circular, depending on what angle you look at it from. Like straight on, it looks like a big rectangle in space, and it literally comes out, does its thing, and then redirects its course back into the rings.
I'm assuming this is like on a lot like what we were talking about last night about the Giza Plateau, right?
Yeah.
Things being dimensionally interdimensional, literally physically here, but vibrating at a density where, like I told you, Zahi Hawass can walk straight over top of shit and not even see it, not even like literally walk through it. So you're saying maybe possibly that this triangle, number one, it can't be seen by the human eye. Number two, it can't be interacted with on a physical density, possibly other than what you just said. What does it do? Does it shift back into a lower density? Because my Matrix, bro, is on a 3D level.
Right.
So if it interacts with these stellar craft or whatever it be, a satellite like you mentioned, right? It would have to become kicking its multidimensionality back into 3D to kick some 3D something's ass. It'd have to.
Yeah. Granted, but when you figure the kind of technological culture that would have the ability to even do that, then okay. Here's a good example. Like you see the UFOs like Roswell, right? Okay, how on earth could it be that this craft made it all the way across the gulf of the galaxy from Vega to to Sol, but then it hit a bug and exploded? We're going in at that point. We're going into the technology. I would imagine that whoever designed the dang thing, I would imagine that having the ability to pull partially into normal space, for lack of a better word,
But
and then go back would be a thing, you know?
interesting concept, for real, dude. Being here logically, the human brain can't even wrap its corporeal physical mind around how something like that would literally function. I mean, we think that we understand. We think that we understand quantum physics. We don't understand quantum physics.
I have never heard anyone claim to understand quantum physics that wasn't lying through their hiney hole.
Right, right. Out of phase with time. I
Yeah.
think what she's onto something. Out of phase with time. Out of phase with density, vibrational frequency, alignment, dude. Alignment plays a great deal into what we're talking about.
Yes, very much so. See, one of the things that you have to understand first before to truly like understand where we're going is that there are different technological bases. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like you guys understand technology through the lens of, molecular physics, the way molecules interact. That's cool. And I'm not saying it's wrong at all,
Mm-hmm.
but there are other forms of technology out there. The easiest one to bring up an example is like biotech. Ooh, it's a spaceship shaped like a bug. We've all seen those animes,
Well, sure.
right?
Sure, we have. See,
Right.
they do this shit to us on purpose, though. They hide whoever we know who they these things in movies, dude. They hide all of this shit in movies, like what they're doing to humanity, what technology that they've got. We all know this. This is it's like Cass. This is a broken record. You, me,
Yeah.
we, right? But when are we going to finally have the ability to say right there,
Working
path
on
of
that.
disclosure?
Working on it. One of the things that I think is so important is getting my genetic data out there. If I feel, and I could be wrong about this, I feel that if humans could understand that no, you literally are not alone here, I think a lot of the bad behavior will clear up. Like teenagers, as soon as their mom and dad get home, like suddenly they want to behave, even though all the evidence of the party is all over the place. Oh God, yeah, exactly. Star Blazers, or Space Battleship Yamato, as it's known by us real anime nerds.
Yeah. We there's a fella. He's no longer with me. That I interviewed some 4 years ago. He is the guy in upstate New York that he worked for the government, so he was a courtsman or some kind clerk of court. That's what he was. He was a clerk of court. His story literally made it on Beyond Stranger Things or something like that. Beyond Belief, maybe, where he witnessed the New York Grand Long Island something or other when the ships come over, right? The only reason that he made it on there is primarily because of who he was.
Mm.
Okay, and then, dude, then there was all kinds of controversy because, oh well, we can't have him, being in a formality of government and being a contactee, because at that point, I've got the fella's book. He had started an interdimensional communication with these beings.
Interdimensional is the right word.
Bro, they were landing in his backyard.
Nobody's perfect.
Right.
No, but that's actually one, and I'm not sure if this is true in the case that you're referencing, but that's one of the things that's so important to understand. The pattern of radiation burns on the experiencers. This is of vital importance. That's the part that needs to be overcome. So did this guy have a radiation issue? Like Betty and Barney Hill did,
I'm not. I'm not quite sure. I don't believe that he did. I really don't remember him talking about it. No, I mean it's like it ain't like he went in a. He didn't go in a ship, Cass. However, the Z, he called him Z, was the the dimensional, and he had a growing relationship with him, bro. And what's cool, weird,
That's good.
huh?
I said that's good.
Cool, weird is his father. His father literally seen the same dimensional. His father interacted with the same dimensional whenever he was a child.
That makes sense.
It was like a He said it was generational.
Yeah. And it's more than just like generational as far as genetics go. There's certain aspects of consciousness that humans need to come to terms with, which is that you are not separate from your parents, and your children are not separate from you. These are like waves, in a waveform. You're all the same being. You know what I mean? You are your mother and father. Your children are you and their other parent. So when they're tracking generationally like that, it's not from their point of view, they're coming in to check on you. They're not like, it's not like, oh, we shall get him, the offspring of the scion shall be ours. It's literally a, hey, let's check in with Bob. One of the things that a lot of the starseeds and psychics, I believe even Dolores Cannon talked about, is that the non-terrestrials don't understand what's going on here. It's not what it looks like from their angle, and they don't understand that yet. Hence all the continued abductions.
All right, so I am into esoterics pretty heavy. I study a lot of esoteric occultic theology, okay, and psychology. What I know out of the occultic teaching, out of the old school wisdom teaching, is exactly what you said. Okay? It's really hard for me though, bro, to wrap my head around that fact. Really? I'm just telling you, man. I can literally put someone under hypnosis, speak to spirit. I say speak to spirit because when you walk someone back through their own consciousness to that point,
yeah.
Many people, I've shared with you my experience. It is almost as if literally they go into their subconscious mind, steps forward. Logic out the window. Okay, corporeal rationality out the window. They step forward as spirit. No gender, no color, no formality of anybody. They just are. They just are. And that taps into the LBL side of things, the life between lives, and
yes, very much so.
Yeah, that is a very, 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 dude. It takes it to get someone that deep. Usually takes them about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, or even more. But I'll tell you right now, that is one of the most fascinating things you'll ever witness. Is being able to have your own soul self, right? Say, what would you like to know? If you can literally, if you are ready to hear it, then you can hear it. If you're not ready to hear it, you won't hear it. You see what I'm saying? Because there's from what I get it, Cass, there's contracts, extraterrestrial contacts between them and me sitting here. I don't remember.
The contracts are true, but there's a bit of a higher resolution explanation to them, which I think would help a lot of people. When people hear contracts, they often think of like there's like a cosmic judge that's making you do the thing that you agreed to before you knew how bad it was. But what people have got to understand is this contract is with yourself. This contract, like this becomes your dharma because that's who you are. For example, just in the most basic controllable fashion, if you want to have kids, you're gonna go out and have kids,
right? Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, and then sometimes you have kids when you don't mean it, but that's a whole nother subject. Here, but once you have kids, if you don't have kids yourself, I don't mean to come off as one of those, like preachy parents,
Right.
but like when you see your own reflection in your child's eyes, when you smell that breath the first time, a change happens,
Right. Sure.
and everything was worth it. Everything is worth it. You will do anything for that child, you know?
Well,
Like George Carlin used to say, even John Wayne Gacy loved his children.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt,
But yeah.
you'll never do a show on life. Well, will you ever do a show on Life After Life? That's that's
sometimes we're podcasting and sorry.
That's because of I mean, we could talk about it. We could definitely talk about it, right? But I've got a whenever psychology and what you guys got to realize is if I were to try to, if I were to induct a hypnotherapy on Cass here as for a past life regression, that falls under the category psychology, medical. Okay, it's medical terminology. So anything that Cass would not know about me telling you would be a HIPAA law breach of in my world. Okay, so I couldn't talk about Cassidy's past life regression. So we could definitely.
What if we did it live?
If we did it live, I've done. It would take some time. Okay, it would take some time. It would take preparation because we've got to get you or somebody prepped for it. Okay, visualization is key. Now here's the kicker. And I say this to everybody. They're like, well, you can't, how am I going to know? How am I going to know when? Well, here's the thing. Cassidy, check this out. Your head, let's go back into a memory for a minute. Okay?
Okay.
Your headphones, right? Your gaming headset. Do you remember getting it?
Yeah.
Do you remember where you got it?
Yeah.
So you physically walked in there and got it, right? You purchased it, or you?
Well, I ordered it on Amazon, but the first time I got this brand,
okay,
I think that would be more in line and answer your question. In that case, no, I don't.
What I'm looking
I just
for,
remember I like this brand.
What I'm looking for is something that you have done today, or all right, the vest that you got on, right? The little vest you got on.
No idea. It just appeared in my life one day. Elves brought it to me.
The laptop that Shan's got, right? Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't remember where she got that either.
Damn, this guy fails complete. Hang on. All right.
My brain is broken.
Do you drive? Do you drive the car?
Nope.
Do you smoke cigarettes?
I'm not making this easy on you. Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you smoke cigarettes?
Yes, sir.
Do you buy packs of cigarettes?
No, we roll our own, but we buy tobacco and tubes
at a place, right?
Yeah.
Okay, close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
What I want you to do is I want you to picture yourself rolling a cigarette. That is something that we can make a connection with. You remember this thing. You remember a cigarette. You remember what it tastes like. You remember how to roll one. You've got a machine, right? I'm assuming you got a machine. Picture the machine in your head. Now, the cigarette tubes, you buy tubes, right? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to, right at this moment, just picture for me walking through the front door of the store that you purchased your box of tubes and your bag of tobacco. Picture that very vividly in your head. Is literally picture yourself walking into the store, grabbing that bag of tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this? Was there anybody else in the store?
There was a clerk.
Do you remember what she looks like? Look at her.
No.
Going back to pay for the tobacco.
Okay. I remember what she smelled like, and I remember her voice. But keep in mind, my effective visual range is like this.
Okay,
So no,
okay.
I
So,
don't. I literally can't remember what she looked
all
like.
right. Check this out. In that memory, you can open your eyes. In that memory, playing back in your head,
Mhm.
okay, is literally how past life regression works. Okay,
Oh,
the
okay.
better that you can visualize that happening, it happened.
Gotcha.
Do you dream?
Oh, yes, very vividly.
Very vividly, right? Now tell me the difference between playing back a memory you dreamt about versus paying for that tobacco in your mind. Tell me the difference.
Well, in the dream, there's no sky.
Do you remember the last dream you had, right?
Yes, very vividly.
Okay. What were you doing?
I was arguing with my wife on a subway bus.
Okay. You can literally picture the bus, right?
Yeah.
Could
Oh, yeah.
could look, could you remember touching it? Could you remember feeling it?
Yeah.
Very very real, right?
Yes.
So how
Well, keep in mind, I also practice lucid dreaming. So,
very good. So tell me the difference between that and this right here. Right this moment. What is the difference?
honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. The only thing I could tell you that's different for me, and this is different for everybody, but for me, again, there's no sky. I actually have to deal with sometimes because sometimes I have to check to make sure I'm not dreaming. So I'll get all the way up and check. Okay. And when I say that there's no sky, I don't mean like, oh, it's black. I mean, there's literally a void in my dream sky. It's like the one thing that is uh, consistent. You see what I mean?
Interesting.
But other than that, it's especially for somebody like shamans and shamanistic people and psychonauts. The one of the main problems with that is it makes you keenly aware that this world is not real and you can't tell the difference. So that's where
There
a
you
lot of
go,
people
bro.
start to lose it.
You just said it. This is why I now, after my experience, have a really really hard time with debating, fighting, arguing, religion, okay, division, again, racism, contradiction, any kind of bullshit. I have a really hard time with that delusion that it's me. It's all me. Get the fuck out of here. It's not all about you in the moment because it's about co-creating the reality that we would prefer. Okay. And
Yeah.
truly. So again, going back in your mind and your thought, this is whenever people say, well, is past life how is past life regression? How does it work? The same way as dream state, right? Again, frontal cortex similar. I personally can tell you when you get to the point of spirit, there is no difference. It don't care. Spirit does not give a shit about being here other than one thing, and that is experience. It's glad to be where it's at. Remember me telling you that it would rather have a bad experience than no experience at all?
Agreed.
Yeah.
And see, this is right here. We're sort of encapsulating what I think is basically the salvation, for basically everybody, is coming together and say, okay, I'm saying tomato. This dude's saying tomato. Is it possible we mean the same darn thing?
Right.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Cass, you ready to go? I'll go for a little break here, and I'll play Riazad and
like a smoke break?
No, bro. We're gonna take like a 4-minute break. I'm gonna run and grab a cup of coffee and play these guys' ads. Shaman's got an ad up in here. Raya's got an ad up in here. Just give them time. And by the way, the numbers to call in should be in the description of tonight's broadcast. To be honest with you, I've never utilized Zoom's, all new to Matt, completely all new to me. I have never utilized Zoom's call in functionality. Never. If Kristen would like to participate, I can't. I don't have a way I can smash her into that box below you. But again, she's prettier than you. I have no problem like sliding you to the side. I don't know.
Hey, I can fuck off and she can take my place from me.
No, I'm just no. I'm just listen. We can get her up here in voice if you wish.
Right.
We'll take people's calls if they would like to talk to you. Or again, a lot of it right here, dude. They ask questions. I haven't been paying attention. I haven't been. I apologize. You have. You've been paying more attention to than I have.
I can't help it.
The sky's always absent in my dreams. I've never had that happen, and I'm an astral projector.
I'm sure you have some sort of, in the movie Inception they would call it a totem. I'm sure you have something that lets you know, okay, this is where I am right now. I mean, I'm assuming, right?
I have two main animals that I am very connected to. One would be the raccoon, and two would be the owl. I follow the owl usually. Bro, I do a lot. Shaman up in here in the chat, Michelle will tell you. She does what we were talking about, soul retrieval.
Yes, sir.
Matt, the coffee should keep you up all night long. What do you want, baby? How should we do? What do we do? So you're more than welcome, Kristen, to participate here in just a second. Let me get back from break here. I would love to have you up in here. Anybody, you guys are all welcome. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Everybody.
Yeah, we'll get a party up in here. I don't know how it even works, dude. I have no idea how the Zoom switchboard works.
No time like the present.
The owl, bro. This chick, Michelle Espinosa, she does soul fragments and soul retrieval. Check this out. Yeah. After this, we'll go to break. I very rarely smoke marijuana now these days because, again, I told you it triggers my dimethyltryptamine experience. It re-triggers that. So if I do that, I instantly, I'll hit it a couple times. Instantly got to go lay down, headphones on, meditate. I want to be around nobody. I don't give a shit to play music and smoke. No.
Right.
Okay. I want to get back into that state. Right. And
right.
So I caught Michelle one night, Michelle Espinosa. I was in heavy dream state, astral projection state. I remember feeling myself leave my body. I'm a person that looks for paralysis. The moment my body's asleep, bro, I'm gone. It's not that my life sucks. It doesn't suck. However, I know that I'm better. I know that I like it and I enjoy out. Okay, the freedom. It's like the moment you leave your body, you're like, literally, it's like you feel, oh my God, I can breathe. And wherever, at the speed of thought, wherever the hell you want to be, you're there. She caught me one night. I remember I was literally just got to that plane of nothingness, wholeness, right? Pretty much just a blank canvas of smoke, and I could hear things, I could hear sound. And all of a sudden I literally get this smart ass in my ear or in my awareness that said, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "What?" And I remember looking and I see Michelle's face. And I'm like, "Oh, bro." I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, she literally, word for word, "Bitch, I work here. Are you dead?" I'm like,
that's a reasonable question,
dude. And I'm like, "No, I'm not dead. What the hell are you doing here?" It was rather funny, dude. She very, very interesting little dialogue between me and her. And nevertheless, I told her, be safe, blah, 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 blah. I love you. I'm going to go do my thing. I'm going to go destroy some shit now. Bye-bye. She's like, "Oh, God." But Yeah, man, that is a true astral projection story with Michelle Espinosa involved in it.
I believe you. We had to come up with a lot of scientific tests and whatnot to be able to test, because when you're in this business, and I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, you get every wingnut within a 300-mile radius wants to be on your show, and they'll try to pull shit on you. They'll not everybody, of course, but they'll try to through cold reading or like through implanting. Like when they're talking to you, they'll say, like, talking about, oh, crows this, crows that, and then the next night you have a dream about crows. Then you come back to, and they'll be like, oh, I was in your dream,
Right,
messing with your foe. Yeah, you have to be on your guard for charlatans at all times in this industry, and I learned that the hard way. So
you guys are not the true. I'm just being serious. The true shamanistic spirit guide in someone's life. I am so grateful for her, bro. I'm just telling you, I absolutely am. And now I know you, and I'm learning more about you. I'm grateful to have these people involved in my experience. I'm serious, Dan. You guys are I want to say arrows in my quiver, if that makes any sense.
Actually, it makes more sense than you think. Yeah, but to be completely honest, though, give it a minute. You are not prepared for the degree of asshole I can be without realizing it. Looking frightened at my wife.
She's looking. All right, everybody, don't go nowhere, Cassidy. Go do, I don't know, go do something for 4 minutes, man. Give everybody about 4 minutes. Laura Oliver, my dream state is realer than my daytime. Bingo. This girl.
I hope we can talk about that. Actually,
we can yeah, we absolutely can. Nobody go anywhere at all for 4 minutes. Just stay, watch everybody's ads. I'm just kidding. Play, turn up your rates. Cassidy, go do something.
I'll go have a cigarette.
All right,
keep my stage fright down.
All right, everybody, we will be right back. No doubt about it. We're gonna have fun and take your guys' phone calls. I hope you guys don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, where magic meets the mundane and the extraordinary becomes everyday. Are you ready to gift yourself with the whispers of ancient power stones? To the feel and hear the echoes of our ancient past? Dive into a world where each pendant tells a story, where rare stones hold secrets known only to the universe itself. At Crystal Cove, our collection isn't just jewelry. It's a gateway to a realm of mysticism and wonder. Let the shimmering opal guide you through twilight dreams, or embrace the fiery energy of the sun with our exquisite amber pendants. Each piece, handcrafted by the hands of a true mystic who understand the language of the earth and the fire of one's heart. At Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, we believe that every soul deserves to sparkle. Whether you seek solace in the calming embrace of amethyst or wish to dance with the vibrant hues of turquoise, our collection holds the key to unlocking your inner magic if you allow it to be so. Visit us today and discover the pendant that speaks to your soul. Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, where the beauty of our amazing earthy realm meets the magic of the cosmos.
Matrix Minds audio backtracks by Richard Roller from Victoria, Australia. All your audio needs, audio creation, audio editing for the podcast, for movies, outright music creation, touch-based productions. Contact Richard Roller at richardroller007@gmail.com.
Hey everybody, Austin here with Colorado Custom Game Calls. Are you looking for a game call for your upcoming season? Are you looking for something unique? Are you looking for a gift for the hunter in your life? Well, look no further. We got you covered. At Colorado Custom Game Calls, you get to put your own twist on these calls. Whether it's waterfowl hunting, big game hunting, predator, or turkey, we got you covered. So be sure to hit us up on our Facebook and Instagram or on the web at coloradocustomgamecalls.com.
What is is up, all my beautiful and gorgeous souls? I am Michelle Espinosa, otherwise known as the Shaman, through the Matrix Mind Media. So tell me, how many times have you wished that you had that special power of prediction? You know, to know what was going to happen before it actually happened and took place. To have some power and control over that situation before things came flying at you out of left field. The thing is, you actually can have that power. You can be aware of what's coming. Tune in to Astrology TV with me for Breaking the Cage every Sunday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Matrix Mind Media. And I will go through the astrology and help put you on the right course and get you back in control of your own life. Love you guys.
This CBD fluid is a whole flower fluid extracted from the cannabis flower. We don't use any heat, butane, or chemicals when we extract, so we get all of the components of the plant. All the CBD, CBG, CBA, all the terpenes, all the flavonoids. This allows our body to absorb at 60 to 90% rather than the average of 6 to 10% absorption you would get with a CBD oil. Because our bodies are made up of mostly water and this is a fluid, it's highly absorbable so that you're getting 500% more nutraceuticals per dose. We also have this available in our CBD spray as well as a muscle rub with all kinds of botanicals. You're going to absolutely love it.
Check it out, Brainiacs. MatrixMinds.live/CBD. The CBD I use. Feel free again. Feel alive again. Yo, Brainiacs. Yo, brains. What's going on? I hope you guys are enjoying tonight's show. I truly do. With me and my friend Cassidae. Look, this boat only floats with your help. It truly does. And it may not sound like much, but it truly adds up. If you guys are enjoying tonight's show, please make your way to the top of the page. Smash that subscribe button. Maybe, I don't know, a month, 2 months, 4 months, whatever you guys can whatever you guys can float. Truly, it helps us with our show expenses. We do have a heavy bill for our show. I'm just letting you know. The show itself can be found anywhere, literally Amazon, Spotify, Google, anywhere, pretty much anywhere and everywhere you guys can hear the broadcast. You can scream to Alexa, you can say, hey, yo, Alexa, play the Matrix Minds podcast, and well, yeah, there you go. Welcome to the Matrix. We'll be, jamming through your Alexa device. Yeah, man, it doesn't happen without you. So just let you know, please, if you can make your way to the top of the page for a month, or if you want to do a PayPal donation, make your way over to matrixminds.us and smash the subscription button for whatever you guys want to donate. Again, everything and anything goes directly to the broadcast. Anything that we've got above and beyond the monthly bill goes into the next bill. So again, it just literally helps with the funding of the broadcast. So just letting you guys know, that is the way that you guys can participate. Or you got a story, you're more than welcome to share it. This is your guys' show, 100% listener funded by viewers and listeners like you. So it goes a long way, no doubt. On top of that, you guys know this very, very well. Military men and women, all of you ABCs, we've got a really, really great family of military men and women in uniform. It does not matter what branch, of service you guys are. You're all still part of the same unit. You're a human being. You're an American. You're a Russian. You're a Portuguese. Whatever you are, fighting for your people. You're military. You are the warriors for your people. Pretty much, last time I checked, you all took an oath. And I know from talking to a crap ton of you, you guys will defend that oath until you cannot defend it no more. So with that being said, Brainiac, welcome to the Matrix Minds. Warrior, I love you guys. You guys, without you, we probably would not be saying whatever the hell we want to say. So, welcome to the Matrix Minds, Warriors. Here we go. Once again, Oh, all right, Mr. Cass. What's up? How was that?
Nice.
What? Did you say nice?
That was nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
I-
Coming back to a, being positive on the Warriors thing.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That got
bro.
my blood running red, white, and blue.
Dude, I love our men and women in uniform, man, and they know it. I am not military my own self, but I will tell you that I've lost 2 cousins. I've got an uncle. I've got 2 case flags in this house, and they're both there, and they're both very much so close family members. The one is a 3rd cousin. Yeah.
My wife comes from a very, very proud family tradition.
Okay.
I wanted to serve, but my eyes prevented it. So, the best I can do is be patriotic and support, them that made the sacrifice.
Right. Do you know this number, bro? We got a caller on the line. Caller, would you want to make yourself present? Because I can't. I have no idea. Is this Kristen?
No.
No. No. This is Shaman. What up, Miss Espinosa? How are you, babe?
Hello, everybody.
You having a good time? Are you enjoying this?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a fun time.
All right. Well,
How are you guys doing?
good.
I'm having a blast.
Good.
Are you good? I'm very, very glad. I'm glad you're having a blast because, dude, usually, Shell tell him nobody comes to the show and and leaves not having fun. Am I right?
I like
Yeah,
that
no,
philosophy.
we end up goofing off a lot.
We do goof off a lot. If we can't have fun, if we cannot have fun doing what we're doing, bro, what the hell is the point of doing it?
Ask Moloch.
Ask who?
Moloch.
Moloch, the owl?
No, the child eater.
No.
Yeah, the Dracos.
Oh
the
my
proverbial
God.
Bad guy.
It's interesting having two of you up in here. I feel safe now. I feel. No, I'm just kidding. Look,
That's very good, actually.
I'm very badass on the astral side, but here in the physical plane, I call on Shell a lot. I will not lie. I am a. I hate to say the word. You know the word. Here, I'm a pussy.
Oh, that word.
Yeah, dude.
I agree with Betty White. They need to switch that around. Balls are way more sensitive than pussy.
But you know what I'm saying here, dude.
No, I do.
I'm very, very vulnerable, bro, and a lot of us are vulnerable to the meat suit. Okay, you ask Shaman, if I catch a sniffle, I feel like I'm dying, dude. I'm a hypochondriac. I'm not kidding.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You're very vulnerable.
I am very vulnerable, dude. So knowing the two of you makes me feel a lot better because dude, she has given me a handful of protective pendants and shit. Right? Am I lying? What all did you give me, Shaman? You give me grounding stones, tourmaline.
I gave you crystals. Man, when I first met you, I was so mad at you. I was so mad at you because I was like, you do this show all the time, and do you know how much energy you're bringing to you? I was like, you need some crystals, you need some oils, you need some incense. I was like, are you cleaning your area?
She scolded me, bro.
I sent you a lot of stuff.
like a mother,
Well,
bro.
dude, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. You can't dip your toe in this stuff. It's kind of all or nothing. Not quite all or nothing, but it's pretty close to either you're doing it or you're not. One of the things I used to tell my friends when they would ask me, "Can you teach us this stuff?" I'm like, okay, so the first problem is once you learn to see them, they can see you.
Yeah.
Right there.
So you got to be ready.
And you can't turn that shit off.
No. There are ways that people can seek relief from what we would call psionic pressures, but it never gets turned off. Maybe if you got hit by lightning.
Yeah, there's ways of declining how much you're playing, so to speak, or being viewed, but you're not going to turn it off.
Well, hello, area code 651. I do believe.
Hello, that's me. I'm Kristen.
Well, hello.
I thought I recognized your
Hi,
voice.
Kristen.
Well,
Hello,
hello.
Michelle.
Hello, honey.
What are we gonna do with two women, two dudes talking about extraterrestrials, paranormal?
I'm gonna need more Gatorade.
Bro, this is gonna be.
We're
This is
gonna
gonna be. This is
celebrate,
gonna be.
right?
This
I'm
is gonna
drinking
be
Gatorade
interesting.
too.
I got
We're
coffee.
gonna celebrate. I've got water.
I don't even know. Shaman, something triggered you to call. What was it?
For one, you're off subject too much. That's them, not me. But they
I didn't say it.
understand that we're going to always get off subject.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Matrix. Right?
Yeah, no, we have to have a special code word on our show because I'll zing around from subject to subject without even finishing
Jean-Luc.
sentences. Exactly.
Regardez mon visage.
Oh, and she speaks French.
I ain't got one.
Okay.
I don't have one. I don't have one of those. You said that's a manager? Your manager?
Well, no, she's my partner.
Okay.
She's the vice president of Bleeding Violence Studios. She's also my co-host.
Okay.
She's our treasurer. Like she wears like 8 hats, and we couldn't do this
And
without her.
happy to help, just like the doctor.
Awesome. Do you have a speciality? Are you a medium? Are you a paranormal researcher? Are you? I don't know really that much about you because again, I didn't. Whenever Cass threw your bio on this, I'm like, oh my god, what is he doing to me?
Hi, Zoe.
Oh dear.
What name your has, Kristen?
Well, I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. I'm a poet. I'm a painter. I'm a knitter. I'm a grandmother. I have so many different irons and so many different fires. Pick one.
Okay.
I'm also a starseed, and my soul origin is Pleiadian, specifically Alcyon.
And unlike me, she's a proper starseed.
Okay. Damn.
I was born in the 60s when all of this stuff really started happening. You know, the abductions, and people started talking about it. And I have seen so much stuff, and, you know, people used to say, oh, that's just hippies tripping. Well, what about those people that are stone cold sober,
Right.
that are seeing the same thing?
Mhm.
They can't doubt us anymore because we're here.
Pretty much.
Man.
So we
And if
met.
ever anyone has any question about Cass being Lyran, just ask him to roar.
Yeah, it's a trick that Bradley got us doing, and then we just continued from there. He would go and welcome to my co-host, the legend Cassidae Lightwing.
The lion.
Yeah.
The lion.
And then I roar, and it's all fun.
And he does a right proper roar, not just a little fake one. He really sounds realistic. It sounds like a lion is roaring.
Yeah, my glottis is shaped. It's one of the many physical differences between me and humans, but my glottis is shaped as such that I can actually do that. So, yeah.
Well, now that we're almost back on topic.
Yeah, damn it! I almost did that too.
There. Just ask, and I'll get you back.
Let me start with the two shamans here real quick. Do you, Cass?
Yeah.
The because this ties right into the extraterrestrial as well as paranormal.
Yes.
Have you ever ran? Now, I'm asking you out of curiosity because I've never really even I didn't think I asked Michelle this question. Have you ever ran into somebody that was possessed by an extraterrestrial entity?
Yes. That's actually one of the primary calls we get. We get walk-in calls. Possessed. Now, the extraterrestrial definition entity that could get a little sketchy, but I'm assuming that you're talking about actual extraterrestrials piloting in, psychically and interfering with people's mind, and the answer is yes. My birth tribe is one of the Wendigo nations, and one of the things that we get called for is cases of Wendigo infection. And that makes it sound like a zombie thing. It's not. It's a spiritual thing. I misspoke.
Mhm.
But I can say we have never had to resort to violence to take a Wendigo down and basically get that spirit enraged, And that's one of the areas that where the crossover between spirituality and psychology and science needs to be recognized. Even Western medicine now understands, the Wendigo psychosis is what they call it. It's a very real thing. It's not some forest monster. It's a specific kind of psychosis that affects certain tribes.
Right.
There's lots of reasons for why it could happen, but it tends to affect tribes that are, and not just Native American. I'm talking also like Aboriginal in Australia, Ainu people, indigenous from all around the world. The tribes that come from areas of privation tend to have this tendency. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shaman, have you ever ran into
that? All right. I see it a little bit differently, but I completely get where he's coming from. And what I mean by that is not all bodies or souls, or however you want to see it, are able of housing and containing that energy. So where he was saying, some people are possessed just for moments. Just for moments, like the energy is walking through them, but they can't vibrate in that energy, so then they jump into another and then another and then another, versus others who can actually hold the energy. Now, I don't look at it, this is where I'm probably going to piss people off, but I don't look at it necessarily as a positive or a negative to even the draconian, the reptilian, and all of it, because ultimately, when you really get into going all the way back to the void, which is like my favorite place. Sorry, but it is. And everything was birthed from the consciousness, period. Everything was birthed from the consciousness. So we are all one, including the most evil of evils. But so are humans. And so in a form, I mean, because I have some draconian guides, I have some reptilian guides, I have dragons as guides, and then I also have Pleiadian, Larian. Technically, I've been through a draconian school on a ship where I got freaking yelled at for hours and hours and hours of understanding the wars and the Andromedans, and was created, that I was created back on Vega, originally, but I still disagree with that one. But that's one of my family tree lines, because all of us exist at the same time. So in a form, I could have been created there, but I'm also a dragon, so we are all existing at one single time. And these entities, whether they're, like I said, not all draconians are bad, not all reptilians are bad, not all humans are good or bad. But you do have ones that are infected. Right. You have ones that are infected and sick and haven't been able to heal and get right. And they step into us for a moment.
Right? Huh? Their free will has been compromised then.
Yes and no. That goes back to the idea of this being a slave planet. And in a form, here's the messed up part. When you go all the way back to the void and the void birthing consciousness. We're all in a slave simulation without being a slave. That's the fucked up part. None of us are slaves, but we're stuck in the simulation of consciousness and the family tree, always growing, learning, expanding. And it's our lack of really getting into the nitty gritty depth of our inner God.
Yeah.
To be able to go, I don't want to play this bullshit.
So you choose your path.
And it's not just choose your path. It's realizing that you are so magnificent, you can blink out of existence right now. But your inner blindness, your inner ego, your inner curiosity keeps you in this path until you really, truly get to that spot.
It's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah, you put into words exactly what I've been thinking. Wow, thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome.
That's going to cost you.
That.
Just kidding.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because in certain high energy ashrams and whatnot around the world, like, you're literally not allowed to go into these places and meditate unless you have some kind of binding agent that they say, if you don't have, like, for example, a copper ring, you have to wear one. They literally, like, Indian law will not let you in that ashram without it. And they say that that in places like that, your molecules can all fly apart if you get into too deep of a meditation, unless you're wearing one of these rings. I don't know if that's true.
The little flip.
I believe that.
I
believe that, but I believe it would be a very rare occurrence, because it's very hard for somebody to get that high into that divine consciousness to where they are the all. There's always some part of ego that's stuck in the back of the mind, questioning, keeping us from truly being everything that we are. Because that's the idea of the oversoul, getting all the way back up to the very first oversoul, which is the actual consciousness. In order for you to do that, that's going to split the consciousness into two. And then, holy crap, what would that do then? So in a form, I mean, I use this when I don't like the idea of the med beds. And I don't like it.
Yeah, that's pissed me off too.
I don't like the idea of the med beds, because so many people don't understand that you could clean out your chakras and then be jacked up the next day. That your vibration and the density of a human is not necessarily matching the density of your higher dimensions, your higher consciousness. They haven't gotten properly aligned. And if you try to shove somebody in a med bed who's not adjusted to fit with that, you're going to mess them up.
Right?
Very possible.
I mean, I say this all the time when sometimes I make my clients, I will run my clients through hell. I'm sorry, but I will. Because because if I go and just fix something in them, because it's not me, it's me bringing the vibration and helping the healing. But if you're not prepared and consciously ready to be in that level, I'm just gonna screw you up. I'm just gonna make it worse. Yeah. So I will force you to do your work. I'm not gonna do your work for you.
Yeah, and I hope all you in California heard her say that. I'm not being a jerk.
It's got to resonate inside of you to really heal, though.
Right.
Well, it depends. It's one of those, how much do you want it?
Yeah.
And it depends on how. Okay, I will be, Matt knows me very well. And I will say, just like what was your name again, hon?
Oh, I'm Kristen.
No, the guy.
Cassidy.
Cassidy.
Cassidy was saying he could become an asshole, more or less, very easily. That he could go from being such a good person and a shaman and high enlightened to just thrashing and mad. And I will
am not enlightened.
I will be the first one. I will be the first one to admit it's like a rubber band. For as far back as I can launch into the light, I can launch that far into the darkness.
Exactly.
And
yes,
my
yes, we touch on that.
human,
As light as you
My
can go,
human.
as dark as you can go.
my human, I'll share something that over this past few days messed me up. Because I've been keeping to myself a lot, really working on my work so that I can really be better at myself and for my clients. And Matt knows, and a lot of people here on the Matrix knows, I take care of my mom with dementia and heart problems, and she's 80 years old. And this has been going on for 7 years, and maybe more actually. And as a human being, there are moments where my human is kicked so far into the three-dimensional. I'm like, I can't do this shit anymore. I'm like, I can't do this shit anymore. To a point where I actually was trying to help my mom change her pull-ups the other day. And I had like a spark in my eye of being able to see where, unfortunately, these people who have no right working in elderly homes, caregiver homes, can hurt the people who they're helping. Because I was getting so frustrated that I was like, I gotta go away. I was like, I gotta go away, because I'm not by any means saying that it would ever be right to harm another human being or an elderly or a child. But I could see where it can happen, where that person can just be like, oh, Jesus, would you just, and I was so upset with myself because that was my ego. And then my higher self came in and was like, this is what we're talking about. And Matt may not remember, but Matt channels the Pleiades from time to time. And when
God.
sorry, but they call me bells. And so all of my spirits on the other side, that's how I know that there's somebody who truly has been paying attention, because they call me bells. And my higher self came in and was like, bells, how many times do you have to remember that this is your consciousness at this moment, in this vibration, at this very moment? You get yourself so stressed out about your mother, about her well-being, about taking care of her. They were like, but that's your reality, not hers. And you are making her reality worse.
And that frustration, though, is part of being human.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying is our human is so used to the low vibration, it brings us back down because we're not fully grown. Consciously.
Yes, 100%, exactly. One of the things that we try to talk about on the show is that for those of you, a lot of people don't want to be here because it's hard, it's horrible, it's painful. But if you could regress and remember how much work you put into coming here, because this is the boss level, basically.
Superhero.
I have literally in my 30 years never been connected someone to their car without them immediately falling back away from that attitude. They suddenly remember how grateful they are to live here. And I'm talking people with cancer, people with dead children,
Yeah, these guys get it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I can confirm that. Drac took care of his mom, takes care of his. He does the thing.
That's got, dude. I hear it from Michelle. You know what I'm saying? Crying, loving anger. She's angry, but you know what I'm saying? I trust me. I get it from her. I feel her on that.
Now, Christopher Peebles said something earlier, and I wanted to wait until it was a good time because I did not want to interrupt Shaman. But here's the thing about that, Chris. I have to disagree, sort of. And this is actually very important. Part of what the mission is, right, is to bring it from the point where it's no longer magic. Okay, because the idea that a vessel can only hold so much quote magic as the person intends. Okay, that is how some frequencies of energy work, but there are other frequencies that you would call magic that literally there is no controlling them, as far as you can harness them, but that's why I am very positive on the idea of bringing the mystic out of the mystical and just remind people of how the way it used to be, or how the way it should be again in the future. I don't know, however you want to look at it. The point is, though,
Cass, have you explained that to you all time happens simultaneously in past, present, and future? Okay.
Yeah, not yet. So what she's okay. Sorry. What she's referring to is I constantly forget when I am, like even in mid-sentence. It's like she says, my people experience all time the same. Time, scientifically speaking, time, like people will like to say time doesn't exist. Okay, yeah, in a certain way. And that way being that time in general is humans' way of describing things happening in linear fashion, right? So on that way, yes, time is just a human construct. However, the actual progression of molecular linearity is what we would call time. That energy is it's a cast-off friction energy between space and gravity. Once a given species understands that, it becomes as easily to